Hey, beautiful souls. Let's talk today about something that lives at the edge of every dream, every bold choice, every version of a life that feels truly your own. Let's talk about daring to be different and what it means to dance with the magic of life. Because here's the thing. Most of us are taught from a young age how to fit in, to colour inside the lines, to keep it safe, to play by the rules that we didn't write, even to shrink or enable someone else's bad behaviour just to keep the peace. And honestly, there is comfort in that, right? There's validation, approval, a sense of belonging, because no one likes to feel that they don't belong. But how real is it? Eventually, something in you starts whispering. Maybe it's subtle at first, like a restlessness, a craving, a question. Or maybe it's loud, a feeling that the version of life you're living isn't really yours. You're not being authentic and true to yourself. You're living to not upset others. And that's where the dance begins. So for those new here, welcome. My name is Annemarie. I help individuals reconnect to their inner light, and in particular, I help women heal and rebuild themselves from toxic or narcissistic relationships. So what does it mean to be different? To be different doesn't mean being rebellious just for the sake of it. It doesn't mean becoming an anarchist, okay? It simply means being honest. It means choosing truth over comfort. It's about letting go of the version of yourself that exists to please or perform, and stepping into the one that exists to experience life and to truly live. And that takes guts. Because daring to be different often means being misunderstood. It means walking away from paths that are well paved and familiar. It might mean disappointing people, breaking patterns, traditions, outgrowing spaces. But here's the gift. When you stop trying to be who others think you should be, you finally have space to become who you really are. But let's be real, fear will show up. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of standing out and being too much, or worse, fear of not being enough and fading into the background. After breaking up with my ex, I felt so betrayed and humiliated that fear ran rampant, and I blamed myself for not being enough, and that no matter how much I shrunk myself over 23 years, I simply wasn't enough to make the relationship work. But of course, that couldn't be further from the truth. And I know that now. But when you're trauma bonded, your reality becomes as distorted as the person manipulating you. So I did the really hard inner work of pulling the pieces of myself together as the dust of the trauma and chaos slowly settled around me, and I began to heal. But fear is just there to keep us safe, right? It only becomes a problem when we let it linger and control us. And though the fear might not disappear completely, at least not for a while, you learn to dance with it. You learn to let it be there without letting it run the show. You feel the fear, then act courageously anyway. That's how I healed. One courageous, painful baby step at a time. And that's when the magic begins to appear. So what's this magic I'm talking about? It's that spark you feel when you're living aligned with spiritual truth. It's waking up with curiosity instead of dread. It's those moments when time bends because you're back in flow again. It's connection, it's creativity, it's aliveness. The magic isn't something that you chase. It's something you create by choosing to live from the inside out. That's true healing. Allowing yourself to feel as a means to heal. Magic happens when you stop asking why. What happened? What will they think? What will others think? And you start asking, what lights me up? What brings me joy? Magic happens when you trade perfection for presence. When you say yes to what scares you and excites you. When you trust that your uniqueness isn't a liability, it's a superpower. So, how do you start dancing with the magic of life? You start by listening. Really listening to your intuition, your inner compass, your joy and your resistance. You start by making tiny choices that reflect who you really are. Maybe it's wearing what you love instead of what's trendy. Maybe it's saying no when you usually say yes. Maybe it's starting that thing you've been secretly dreaming about, even if it's messy, even if it's small. You don't need to have it all figured out yet. You just need to be willing to take the next brave step. And most of all, you give yourself permission. Permission to not follow someone else's script, to be a little wild, to be a little weird, to be a little bit too much. Because somewhere in that space is the true version of you that feels the most alive. And here's the thing, when you start living from your own rhythm, not everyone will get it, nor will everyone like it. And that's okay. Your job isn't to be understood or liked by everyone. Your job is to be true to you, true to spiritual truth, so that you don't give or take sorrow. You weren't born to be a copy. You were born to create, to explore, to express in a way that only you can. So let yourself be different. Let yourself be free. Let life surprise you. Let yourself surprise you. Because when you start dancing with life on your own terms, that's when magic shows up. Not because everything is perfect, but because you're finally present. So if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. This is your reminder to take the risk, to say the thing, to show up as the you that doesn't shrink to fit. Maybe start here today by sharing the thing you're secretly struggling with. Because there's only one you, and the world doesn't need more of the same. It needs more of you. It needs more uniqueness. So tell me in the comments, what's one way you're daring to be different? One way you're genuinely showing up for yourself in 2025? Because I'll be cheering you on as always. Until next time, lots of love as always, and stay bold, stay weird, and don't forget to dance to the beat of your own drum. Till next time, bye for now.